So what was it like over the last couple of days? We thought we'd hook up a helmet cam with Steve LaRosa, go along with him and see exactly what it was all about. Well, it's always an early start and a dusty one. Quite often you've got a massive liaison ahead of the beginning. Start of day 9 this was. Time to top up that water. Make sure you've got absolutely the max in there. You have to at the start. 5 litres of drinking water. Compulsory. For very good and obvious reasons.
Start of day 9.
Start of day 9 then. For Steve LaRosa, the American, on board with him.
Merci.
And he even speaks a bit of French, which isn't too bad for an American. As bad as the Brits at that. So, off you go. You're given your separate starting times. It's not long before you manage to catch up with a few of those around you. Riding together. That's what it's all about. Steve LaRosa, number 109. Not one of the few Americans out there, and witnessing a few tumbles as well. Joining him out there, of course, amongst the American crew, is Robbie Gordon. And when the Sentinel went off, it was to warn him and all and sundry that Gordon was coming through. He doesn't mess about.
There's Robbie and Andy.
The beeper giving good advance warning that the Hummer was coming through. And presumably good advance warning that Hummer requires fuel, and could you possibly help out a bit later on. 5 or 6 bikers, I should say, helped Robbie Gordon with fuel on this day to make it to the end. He was lucky that they were so benevolent. Freddie Loix, former teammate of Tommy Mackin at Mitsubishi in the World Rally Championship, missing a part of his front end after that heavy roll. And the bike is just slowing right down in the dust. Can't see anything. You don't want to continue like that, because if you hit one of the rocks, which occasionally are buried in the sand, it can be nasty. Eric Vigouroux just holed up with his Pro Truck. And Robbie Gordon begging, stealing. Well, he would if he had to. He was borrowing fuel from riders. This was just 40 kilometers shy of the end of the special. You then need to borrow, that was for two riders, helped him get to the end of that, and then a further 4 helped him back to the bivouac. Unbelievable. This wasn't one of those who'd given him fuel. He'd run out of fuel all on his own, let me tell you. Pablo Toral it was. Had to push it back. Wasn't that far, thank goodness, before he managed to get some more of the liquid stuff. There's a happy boy. No translation required. Would you like some water as well? Yes, please, he says. All tanks filled up. The one for the human requirement and one for the motor. And it was time to spark up and get back underway. They love it out there. It's part of the reason why people like Mick Hexons just keep coming back year after year. Steve Malone and Paul Broom are still out there racing, don't forget. So's Mike Hughes. And I think we'll give a mention for Patricia Watson-Miller, just because she lives and works in London. Why not? Well, following those tracks, all very well, but you've just got to be careful who is over the dune. Somebody might be in trouble, and it's all very well stopping right at the top of it. People get a good sight of you, but you can get beached. Oh, yes. Now look at this. There's the Hummer with its inflation system. It's got auto jacks as well, air jacks, which do help. Now, if ever you go into a car, don't touch the jack. That's what I've always said. Look at this. Now, if that just happened to slip into soft sand off the back of a sand plate, that's going to come down very, very quickly upon a certain person underneath. Madness. Don't do it at home. there endeth the lesson. They did get away with it. Can you imagine kicking a jack when you're under the car? Amazing. If that slipped off the sand ramp, we would have a very flat-looking Robbie Gordon or whoever it was underneath. Bike riders, the real heroes of this Dakar, the privateers on the bikes. You see the knapsacks? They're tools. That's right. And those with team support don't have a knapsack because they don't need one. They've got boys to help out further down the line. Back on board with Steve LaRosa. Seen a rider down, finds himself a bit of soft sand before offering to go and help. By the time he does stop,
Yeah, we got that.
the fallen rider is okay.
You all right?
Sentinel warning them once again. Truck coming by. It's a fab system. Checks his mate is okay. Back underway.